All right, live here at Starbase, Texas. All right, thanks for everyone for joining me. In the chat, if you can hear me, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, say hi, so I know you can hear what I'm saying and know that you're seeing what I'm seeing here. Looks like we are dropping a little bit, so it may be buffering just a little bit, but just bear with me. Let me know how it looks for you so I know what I need to tweak. All right, I got a hi from Shelly. Michelle's watching. Cheyenne and Julie. Hey everybody. Thumbs up and a hi. Okay, does that mean you can hear me? Let me know if you can hear me very well so I can know if I need to mess with my audio settings. Julie's got to give me a thumbs up. All right. I know I put this as a sunset live stream. From this position, I was hoping we'd get a little better view. Announced that there's a road closure and they put a notice to the mariners out there, so they'll probably be doing a live a static fire from ship 20 tomorrow. So that's one of the ships on one of the pads that's back behind where you can't see it right now. So when they do a says I'm buffering. I hope. One second here. All right, it may bounce in and out a little bit, but hopefully you can see what I'm seeing and hear what I'm saying, and I just want to say thanks for everyone for stopping by and seeing what I'm trying to do here, and hopefully you find it as awesome as I do, and see how I can get this going. The guy that wanted me to come and set this live stream up is a guy from Israel named Erez. He's got a channel called Space Official. So when I start doing this, I'll be streaming to his Space Official channel. So it won't be streaming to this channel just yet. And then we'll work on being able to get that to where both of them. So streaming to his channel where he's already got quite a bit of subscribers, and that will help build a lot of attention and get a lot of people watching, because that's kind of the key thing. Doesn't matter how many subscribers you got, if it matters how much watch time you get. So spread the word. When that goes live, I'll send out the information, and just if you kind of get people, let them know what's going on and show them what I'm doing, and hey, and I'll turn space geeks into all of you like I've become. All right, Kenan says, I can hear you, Pops. Carrie, hey, Carrie. All right. Julia says not buffering and sounds good. All right, awesome. Well, that's good to know. So, because I didn't want to try to mess with also hearing it at the same time, because then I might create some kind of audio loop. So I didn't want to play with that just yet. So I'll play with that at some time, and then I'll be able to hear my own audio, so I won't have to ask so many times if you can hear me. But anybody got any questions out there? Amy, you're already halfway there. You say you want to be a space geek. Well, you're already a geek. Now we just need to get you the space part, and I'm there for you. All right, got a smoking 5 viewers. Shelly. All right, glad you asked. All right, so what I'm doing down here, this little area outside of, just down the road from South Padre Island, is Boca Chica Beach. This used to be just a little tiny little village. Well, it still is a tiny little village, but it had about 20 or 30 little homes in this little village, and it was kind of like a little retirement area, and it was just down the road from Boca Chica Beach. And it's a lot of people that just spent time just hanging out at the beach and fishing, and the village is just about a mile and a half down the road. And SpaceX bought some of this land down here, really about 12 years ago. Didn't do anything with it for quite a while, and then they started building up this area, and they've got two areas down here. Right now I'm by the launch area, and down the road is a build area where they kind of build some of this stuff. So the big tower on your left is a launch tower that's almost 500 feet tall, and it needs to be that big because once the rocket that they're putting together is on the little circular stand that's just in front of it, that thing's going to be over 400 feet tall, and it's two pieces. It's a lower booster part, and then they call it SuperHeavy. So, and then there's an upper stage part that they call Starship. So it's kind of confusing when they just call the upper part Starship, but really the whole thing put together is also called a Starship. So sometimes it gets a little confusing, but when they talk about them, they'll talk about booster and how many iterations they've had. And right now they're working on booster 4, and that's the one that'll probably go to when they launch it, and it's going to go to the orbit. And booster 4 and the ship is ship 20. So they had scheduled 20 different iterations, but they skipped some in between. So they went from 10, 11, 12, and they kind of skipped 13, 14, and then they went to 15. And after 15, the next iteration, because they had already got a lot of data, they now ship 20. So they haven't had 20 separate ships, but so right now, and it's ship 20 you can't see because it's behind the big cylinders on the right. So when I do some more live streams, I'll probably be in a different position so I can kind of show where that ship is, and it'll be going to orbit, and coming down from orbit, it's got a bunch of heat tiles that are on one side of it, and so it'll be screaming through the atmosphere at like 12,000 miles per hour, and hopefully those heat tiles will be able to slow it down and keep it from disintegrating. And then as it falls down to the ground, it's going to come down as a belly flop. It's gonna like a skydiver. It's gonna fall down like a skydiver, and just before it hits the ground, it does this maneuver where it straightens out and lands on its tail. Like if you've ever seen how SpaceX does it with their other rocket ship, the Falcon, it just lands on its tail without the belly flop thing. So this one is gonna do it different. So yeah, I've spent the last couple of years watching all these different variations and going crazy and telling Julie, come here, watch this, this is awesome. You can't believe how big this thing is, and so now I'm down here watching it myself. So I answered all that, just without having to type it all in. I hope you could hear all that, Shell. And Amy was kind of asking where do they launch. So if you look at the little circular table just kind of on the left, it's kind of hard to point out from this point of view, but it's that's where they're going to stack it, and stack both of those, and then launch from there. Of course, when they do that, they're going to put everyone probably 10 miles down the road, because that thing is going to be huge. Those cylinders on the right, they're going to need so much propellant, and they use methane for their propellant and liquid oxygen. So they're going to use so much of that they built those storage tanks special just for that. So 3 of those storage tanks are to hold methane, 2 are to hold liquid oxygen, and 2 are to hold nitrogen, because they use nitrogen for testing and from other purposes, and 1 of them is for water. So when they launch, they'll have a big water deluge system to help keep it from having so much sound vibrations and power, and from destroying the launch table and the launch area. Hey Peter, thanks for joining. How's it going? Hey Shelly, no, you're asking about Richard Branson. He had a little plane. I don't know if you saw it. So it goes up. His ship goes up with a plane, and once it gets at about 30,000 feet and it's on this right spot, it releases his littler plane that has a rocket engine that takes them up suborbital. So, and they go into outer space technically, and but when you go suborbital, it is quite a an accomplishment. So I'm not trying to knock them, but the difference between going orbital and suborbital is that when you come out of suborbit, you're not hitting the atmosphere so fast and heating up. That's why you've seen Richard Branson or Jeff Bezos. Their little ships kind of go up and straight down. They don't have any problems. They're coming down a few hundred kilometers an hour. Where when this thing comes in from orbit, it's going to be going 12,000 something kilometers per hour. So that's like 7,000, 8,000 miles per hour. So it's going orbital is like eons different than suborbital. But it's still, I have to give it to them. It's still an accomplishment. Richard Branson's ship didn't look like the giant penis. That was Jeff Bezos. But yeah, the Starship, the upper stage does look a little phallic, but it doesn't look doesn't have the bulbous head like the New Shepard. That's Jeff Bezos's rocket ship. But yeah, Amy, this is Elon Musk's facility for Starship and SpaceX. So SpaceX has the Falcon 9 that they launch all the time. In the next year, they're going to launch about 4 what's called Falcon Heavy, which is like 3 of the Falcon 9 boosters strapped together. They haven't had a Falcon Heavy launch in like 3 years because they keep postponing them. Not because of the SpaceX not being ready, it's because of their customers not being ready. So they keep getting pushed and pushed. So now in the next year, they're going to have about 4 of those launches, and those, you're talking 27 rocket engines on that thing, where this rocket that they're building here, the lower portion is going to have 29 rockets, and they're even bigger than the Falcon rockets. So it's going to have 29 of those rascals to start out with. Eventually they're going to have a rocket that's got 33 on the first stage, the lower part, and the upper stage is going to have 6 engines. So it has 3 of the same engines as the booster does for when it does its landing, and it has three of those that are optimized for space. So how rocket engines work in space is a little different. So so they have those. So 3 optimized engines and 3 regular engines that'll be on the upper stage. But thanks for the questions. Good questions. And yeah, Amy, there are still some people that live in that Boca Chica village. SpaceX has bought out most of the villagers. Oh man, I lost my thing here. Hold on. Okay, got it back. So maybe y'all only lose a few seconds there. But Boca Chica village has 2 or 3 that refuse to sell, so they stick around. So when they have big events like a static fire engine test or a launch, they'll give them a notice, and they've got to evacuate like 5 miles down the road. So they put up with that. They don't like it. So there's a lot of legal and political pressure things going on, with SpaceX, and this being this whole area that they're building in is a nature preserve pretty much. So this area was kind of carved out for the road, and they allowed them to build this, but a lot of people don't like that they're doing this around all this nature preserve. So this is, even though this is a permanent facility, they're also building some ships that they've converted some oil drilling platforms, sea drilling platforms, and that they're going to convert those into launch and landing platforms. So this these two facilities here will probably be permanent, but not going to get very much bigger. So I think that's what most people are trying to fight against, that this just takes over this whole area. Kenan's got all of his coworkers at the dispensary watching. Hey, what's up, everybody? If you ever get down to South Padre Island, come and visit me. So if this goes well, I might have to have Julie move down here with me, and I might be doing this permanently. We'll see. And Amy, when the purpose behind what SpaceX is doing here is they're developing these rockets with the original and the initial intent to send man to Mars, to send first probes and robots and things to Mars, but eventually send man to Mars. Well, a year and a half ago, NASA announced what's called the Artemis Program. So the Artemis Program was NASA's program to send man back to the moon for the first time in over 50 years. So they wanted bids, and I think about six companies bid for it, and everyone laughed. That's the Starship, which is this ginormous rocket. Like I said, eventually it's going to be 400 feet tall, and it's twice as powerful as the Saturn V. That's how big this rocket is. And so NASA awarded SpaceX the contract to not to launch man from Earth to go to the moon. That's going to be a whole different rocket. So once this other rocket called the SLS, so Space Launch System, once it takes the astronauts up into space, SpaceX is going to launch this ginormous rocket just to send the upper portion, the Starship portion, to collect those astronauts from in space from the other rocket, and then take them down to the moon. So this ginormous rocket is going to be just basically a ferry from the other SLS rockets for astronauts from that down to the moon. But SpaceX's Starship rocket will be the next rocket to land men on the moon, and they think that's just maybe 2, maybe 3 years away. That's how close we are to that they're developing this for. So yeah, we're starting to lose some of the light here, but like I said, wasn't the greatest position to be in for the sunset. But yeah, I just wanted to give this a try. Looks like we got 12 for stopping by. So when I do this, I'll probably be doing this for a few hours at a time. I don't think I want to do it for 6 to 8 hours like some people do it, but I'll be doing it for a few hours at a time. Once I get everything rock solid. Looks like it still have some issues with this buffering at times. So working on some other things that we can do to get a better connection. But I thank everybody for stopping by, and appreciate it, and joining me on my first live stream, and definitely not my last. Hi Ro, what's up, buddy? No, you didn't your internet isn't bad. Like I said, so sometimes my connection here is rock solid, sometimes it's dropping in and out, so it'll start buffering. So if you are buffering, like I said, I'm working on a plan with the guy I'm working with on this to get a little better internet connection, and hopefully we won't be dropping nearly as much. So if anyone saw my intro video, let me know what you thought about it. That's still something I'm playing with, trying to do some of the neat things out there with that. But man, it's just so many things I'm learning. I'm trying to learn live stream, trying to learn You know, I got a solar panel set up that to help give me power out here at room. So on some of the pictures I'm taking, and Apple iMovie, man, it's just trying to integrate all these things and trying to learn them all at once. Just so it's got me going crazy, but man, it's fun as shit. So if you saw my intro video, let me know what you thought. If there's anything I could add or tweak or do anything different, let me know. But anyway, all right, looks like we're getting close to dark here. I'll stick around for a little bit. It's 6:53. Stick around for about 7 more minutes to about 7 o'clock. See if y'all have any more questions, and then you know, if nothing, then at about 7 o'clock we'll call it a day. And appreciate you. All right, thanks, Amy. I got you. Kenan, I don't think I'll be doing daily just yet. Do it, you know, 3, maybe 4 times a week. You know, there's some other things that me and the guy that had me come down here, that wanted me to come down here, that's what I was learning. Lightroom, you know, the Adobe Lightroom, you know, so I'm going to be doing some walkarounds. That's why I kind of call this out and about. So I'm going to be doing some walkarounds, being out and about, and I got a new little camera that I can, you know, record in 4K, so it's really clear, really smooth. It's got a cool little gimbal on it, so there's no movement when you're walking around and moving around. So I'm going to be taking some videos and some pictures with it and putting together a little out and about walking around the Starbase video. So we'll be doing some live streams and be doing some of those videos. So there's more things coming. I just, you know, just learning so much. Hey Ben, yeah, there are some people that's already applied for that Starlink out here, and they've been waiting for like a year. So maybe one of these things. And camping sucks, Amy. Man, I was camping on the beach, and man, the winds last night was howling really hard. It's not blowing nearly as hard, and so it was like nothing. It's like sand all in my face and all in my tent, all in my sleeping bag. So, you know, I needed to keep it unzipped a little to let some air in, but as soon as I did that, then all the sand was blowing in. So even though I was in the back of my truck, you know, had a little one-person tent, you know, stretched out here in the back of my truck and parked out on the beach. Yeah, that sand still got me. Thanks, PJ. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for letting me know, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, Kaylin. Hey, sweetie. So I don't know if you just joined live or if you went back and watched the whole stream. Just when you get a chance, Kaylin, go back and watch the whole thing. Let it, you know, kind of let your friends and spread the word. You know, the way that, you know, YouTube's algorithms work is the more people that watch it completely through, the algorithm gives it, you know, it builds up a kind of a higher priority. So if, you know, the more people that watch it all the way through, and yes, if they drop commercials in there. I can't stop that, even though you know, I'm not monetized, so I'm not getting anything out of it, but they still will drop some commercials in there. So if you watch the commercials all the way through, that also helps, you know, because you can kind of skip them and whatever. So yeah, it's exfoliation. I'm gonna be exfoliated to death, sweetie. Yeah, Kendon, you know, just like I did now, I'll try to send out a message, you know, when I go live. So now that you know my channel, subscribe and hit the like and hit the notification bell. So when I do go live and schedule a live stream, you'll get notified. So then you'll be able to see it that way. So that helps also. So the more subscriptions, the more watches, you know, everything helps. Spread the word. So I'd like to have some music going on with this, but YouTube is really particular about, you know, having rights to music. So even though there's a ton of free stuff out there, you know, it's just kind of mood music and whatnot, you know. So I'll try to find me, you know, when I see this, I want to be pumping some heavy metal rock music. So I'll see what I can find and add some background music to this. So if you think that's a good idea, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, or you'd rather see something else, or if you like mood music and you know you're a nerd like some of the people out there who will remain nameless, but my sister-in-law, then you know, just let me know. You know what? I haven't even seen my own live stream, so I'm gonna go over and look at my YouTube and see what it looks like on there. Hey, there I am. I haven't even seen my own live stream, so I'm gonna go over and look at my YouTube and see what it looks like on there. All right. Like I said, it's, you know, thanks for everyone for watching, and you know, before I go, I'll kind of give you a little view of what I got set up here. Let me just pop my camera off my mount. So I got my solar panels set up right there. That's a little solar panel water bags to heat up my shower water. So as soon as I get done with this, I'm gonna go find somewhere in the dunes and rinse off, because I'm just so full of dust and dirt. I got you know, down there I've got an awning that if it gets really too hot out there, I'm gonna be putting that awning up to hide under that awning. So the solar panel goes with this battery right here. It's an inverter and battery power supply. Here's my bucket of sand that's holding my umbrella so that I can stay out of the sun. Ooh, and there's my cooler. And this is what I'm running. This is the actual program called OBS that's running my live stream. So there's me live streaming my live stream. Cool. Once again, thanks everyone for joining me. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate the support, and especially Julie Honey Bunny, thank you for all the love and support. She's the one that tells me I can do this. So if you're like, what the hell is he doing this for? Then, you know, let her know. But really, man, I love this stuff. I've been watching it for years and spending hours watching it. So to get a chance to come down here and do it myself, hell yeah, I'll jump at the chance. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. And be on the lookout for more. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm heading out. Bye-bye.